A wonderful good day, ladies and gentlemen out there. I'd like to welcome you in another series of our wonderful home delivery program format, straight and directly out of the Ars Electronica lobby in the Ars Electronica Museum. Today we focus again on the upcoming festival with this special and specific format that we developed to give you an insight in the preparation and in the program formats that will step by step appear on the horizon of the festival. The focus today is on Kepler's Garden. It is actually a focus on the city where we are coming from, on this city that is so wonderful, transformed every year by the festival, by the many, many cultures coming from the dozens of different countries from all over the world. This is a big leg this year. This is actually the reason why we somehow reinvented ourselves in our doing, thinking, and in the formats that at the end would make a festival a festival. Looking at the city of Linz and these 5 days in the last 40 years, or let's say 20 years, when the festival landed in this Linz, the entire city, in its small scale, became the perfect platform of something called festival, specifically called Ars Electronica Festival. For sure, the source of this everything, of this huge, big festival that we have in front of us, is the curated programs from Ars Electronica itself. But the tension, the energy, the life energy coming from the festival is actually created by us, but also by everybody giving us time and giving us program in this city. I talk about the many, many different smaller and bigger collaboration cultures, breaking a lens for the cultures in our fold for the media arts. It is the JKU Center that we already introduced you in a specific insight in the Cyber Arts exhibition. It is the Lentos Museum, which is actually a contemporary art museum, but every year the place on the other side of the Danube where we can symbolically or really literally build a bridge into our programs, into the contemporary art world. And in this case, it is actually the place where we will have a program that links the Lentos Museum with the Ars Electronica Festival, but also with the sound cloud, the Klangwolke, that every year is kind of the epicenter, deeply embedded in the Ars Electronica programs. It is the Stadtwerkstatt, the smaller initiatives and many, many others who are creating this culture called festival. A festival is actually something that is a symbol of the art of life, the art of living together. And as we said before, in those complex times, it's pretty hard to make this as a fitting format that relates us to the times before. From the city itself as a platform, as a wonderful platform, to the many, many partners that we have, we would like to link you now to an outstanding garden, sub-garden in Linz that is beyond, besides our garden, one of the most important and in the tradition of Ars Electronica, an immanent part in our programs. It is the local art university that this year, under the lead of the new director and with a wonderful renovated new buildings and architecture, will appear in a density of programs that we have never seen before. In all the different aggregate states you can imagine, artistical expression can appear. And what it's all about will be described by Manuela Novo and Christa Sommerer in the next video.
Hello, welcome everybody to the Wild State. This is this year's campus exhibition of the University of Art and Design at Ars Electronica Festival, and we prepared a huge program with around 200 people involved, 120 artists.
And it will also be streamed online so that everybody in the world can actually participate. The Wild State is the title.
This was a very wild semester. The artists had to work at home, they didn't have any space, they didn't have any tools. But I think what we can learn from artists, and this we see very well in this exhibition, how resilient the artists are. Even under the most difficult conditions, they are not giving up. They want to be showing to the world their concepts and they keep making good artworks.
What you can experience here during the Ars Electronica Festival is that you will have an exhibition of interface culture called State of Intimacy. You will see contributions from other departments of the Art University, if it's from Fashion of Technology, the Art Education Department, the Graphic and Design Department, name it. The exhibition will be also extended via partner universities and with some of the artists that we actually really can welcome here in Linz, which is really a wonderful honor for us.
We have also 3 fantastic evening lectures by Thomas Mako, Janina Loh and the very famous Lynn Hirschman, who also got the award here at Ars Electronica.
Our symposium is titled Unheimliche Freunde or Uncanny Friends. It is actually curated by Gloria Meiner, and we are expecting here different lectures by international guests. Next to the exhibition and to the Agora Digitalis, to this kind of discursive platform, we also have a huge presentation directly at the main square, Linz, in the public space. We are projecting on the surface with artists like Christa Sommerer and Laurent Mignonet, and Depart, an artist collective also from Austria. And last but not least,
we also have a really nice sound campus curated by Enrique Tomas with fantastic experimental sound performances and the Metaverse online VR environment. Here also lots of artists and composers and performers are participating, so please welcome here and enjoy our exhibition and our online events.
Hello, I am Fabrizio Lamoncha from the Interface Cultures Master Program. I would like to invite you to our student exhibition at this year's Ars Electronica Festival. Our exhibition is called State of Intimacy and presents the student projects realized during this academic year. Therefore, projects that have been conceptualized and produced mainly during the lockdown. For that reason, this year we are covering all sorts of different formats, from the physical installation to digital, online and offline, VR environments, music and dance performances, online performances, VR performances, talks, and the internet black market. We look forward to your visit either here at the Kunstunihauptplatz or online.
I'm Julia Rissler.
I'm Davide De Villacqua.
And we are the curators of the Wildstead Network. An exhibition in place, and we're very happy to welcome 30 students and 30 universities from the field of media, arts and design who will be presenting their works in place.
There will be sound installations, video projects, but also virtual and augmented reality works that can be experienced in the space, as well as light installations.
One of the topics that is very present in the Wildstead Network is the topic of nature and media ecologies. For example, there are works that are dealing with quantum physics, human nature, the opposite side, which is like algorithmic thinking.
And there is a section which is dealing with the changing of perspectives and how technology augments the daily cityscape that we live in, as well as a few artworks which are dealing with a current important topic like surveillance, internet infrastructure, some hacking approach, and also data criticism.
And last but not least, of course, one of the topics that we are facing right now is the pandemic, and there are some works and projects that are specifically dealing with this state that we are in right now, which is everything has been changed, and how are we as artists dealing with this?
An important thing to mention for the exhibition is that most of the works has been produced during the lockdown period, so basically from January onwards, and it was the idea of also using the opportunity of the exhibition to enhance and show what has been produced from these artists who found themselves in this totally unexpected moment of time. You're very welcome to join, and see you there.
We are looking forward.
Wow. Did I promise too much? I mean, is this more than ambition, I would say?
Well, yeah, it's incredible what they put together.
Yeah, and I think it is worth to mention again that you can visit this, you as an international guest. You can visit all those formats online, and those being around should really give it a try. With all these corona circumstances, there is a way that you can see in life what our colleagues from the other side of the Danube promised. Before, I'd like to link you to the next program. I need to mention one thing, and I hope that my mom is not watching, because I have such a wonderful partner here standing beside me, and actually I got educated with the manners to introduce the persons you appear with on a stage. So excuse me for this. I'd like to introduce you Crystal Bauer. She's she's a member of the core team of the Ars Electronica Festival and pre-team. Her title is Head of Festival, and she's actually pushing very hard that we will be able to open the festival within the next 2 weeks. If not, it's her fault. No.
I feel my skin color turning into red at the moment.
You just don't feel it. We all recognize this as that.
I hope we can keep.
No, but back. Mom, please, sorry. I tried to make it good again. And Crystal also sorry. But her role here is, besides me talking about her, explaining us our garden. The garden that we currently prepare with our colleagues that we transformed into gardeners on the wonderful campus of the local JKU University.
Yeah,
Crystal.
and speaking about garden, I mean, this really is a garden. It is a park centered at the Johannes Kepler University in Linz, the other university on our side here. But besides the many different program points that Martin already mentioned, we have a huge festival program that is happening also locally, but most of the time will also be streamed online for all of you to watch. And this will consist of many different parts. It will be exhibitions, it will be performances, it will be conferences, it will be hackathons, it will be workshops. So a festival like you know it from the years before, just now a little bit more directed to the local audience, at least in its physical form, but in its online form, available for you all. And I'd like to give you a little insight into what we're planning at the JKU, at the Kepler Garden in Linz, where we invite everyone, at least in the physical form, to meander around the parks, to discover artworks that you can find on your way while walking through that huge location. And it really is a huge location that, by the way, underwent an incredible transformation in the past months.
A little one.
Yeah, and I mean, we honestly did not really believe that they would finish in time for the festival, but they are, and it looks like it's shiny, it's new, it's white, it's green, it's just very beautiful now.
It is life quality.
Yeah.
And compared to the cool, wonderful, I have to say, location of the post city that we had the last 5 years, which represents actually a model of, let's say, the last Jahrtausend.
The last century?
The last century, yeah, that's the word. It is now a park. It is now actually a place that in the ultimate neighborhood has nature. And it should raise the question which role nature, or let's say which role technology could have to link us better on eye to eye as citizens with our nature. Because the problems that we are facing as an entire global society, they all are mainly focused currently on this environmental problems. We decided, with or without Corona, to coin this topic, to move our festivals directions in these directions, because we feel and we see the need and the necessity of this.
And this is actually what you will be able to discover in 2 weeks. We will take you on tours through our venue to explore the exhibitions there that are exactly centered around these topics. And they consist of 3 parts actually. A collaboration with the Johannes Kepler University, where scientists together with artists have been working in the past months on incredible new projects that exactly evolve around this topic. How can science and art work together in order to tackle issues of our current world problems, actually, in the end, to come up with very interesting new ideas of not always very directly at solving problems, but to understand how science and art can work together in order to come up with new ideas, approaches, and also actions to think about those topics especially.
And then to create alternative ways for innovation, actually.
Right, exactly. And speaking about innovation, actually, one huge part of the works that you will be seeing there are the winners of our Starts Prize. Mentioning Olga Kiseleva with Eden, mentioning Andrea Ling with Design for Decay. Those works will be physically presented there, and we will have at least some of those artists also here with us in Linz. Luckily, if they will still make us. And the third part actually of this trias of the exhibition are the artworks that are presented within the garden exhibition. And those are curated artworks that center mainly around this topic of ecology, that are all presented outside and on purpose, not in a bunker or in an inside space, but really underneath the trees, linked directly to the park, to the green grass. And
in poetic constellations.
Very poetic constellations.
And humoresque
exactly.
Constellations.
And you will find an artwork, for example, speaking about poetics from Sebastian Wolf, a German artist, that asked these questions: do you love me or do you love me not? Where a small robot is picking a little flower. And I mean, everyone remembers that situation when we were young and lying in the park under the sun. And
did he love you?
Well, I have no idea. But where Sebastian is asking that question, what kind of role does exactly robots, what kind of role do those machines have? Will they be able to assist us, help us, replace us in this context? Or can we also just, enjoy what they're doing in such a way? So this is a big part of the exhibition. We'll be able to not just see artworks, we'll be able to visit beautiful buildings. We will go up on a high tower where you have a wonderful overview of this whole campus. But then we have an incredible program that is evolving around the topic of AI and music, like we did already last year. We'll have artworks, but we have a huge performance program with actually, luckily, international artists coming here to Linz. And that we will stream, so you can actually all watch it. And besides this, we have a wonderful symposium that is put together by Renata Schmidt-Kunst and Walter Oetsch, where they will be thinking about actually very recent and very, very current topics of how has our world changed in the last months, and what is our duty and what can we do in order to have an outlook into the future. And actually, where we can then leave this space with a really positive but actually active approach of changing something, of taking it into our own hands. But now I need to stop talking, and I'd like to introduce Christoph Lindinger. He is the Vice Rector of the Johannes Kepler University, and he will give us an insight not just in the campus, but also into some of those projects that I mentioned in the very beginning that have been put together and have been developed in this cooperation between artists and the scientists of the Johannes Kepler University. So, Christopher, the stage is yours.
Welcome to the Johannes Kepler University, the origin of Kepler's Garden, and also one main physical location for this year's festival. My name is Christoph Lindinger. I'm the Vice Rector for Innovation and Researchers at this university. Work is currently in full swing. The construction machines are still there and everything is being prepared for Ars Electronica. I'm especially pleased that there are several projects on display initiated by scientists of this university. Let me pick out two art and science projects which had been developed at the JKU Linz Institute of Technology. The first project is Pangolin Scales, and Pangolin Scales is a collaboration between the Institute for Integrated Circuits, the well-known fashion designer Anna Quibrecht, and the Austrian high-tech company GTEC. The project combines two dimensions. On the one hand, it's a fantastic fashion project. The dress responds to brainwaves, translating them into movement and into light. But there is a revolutionary technological innovation in it. The researchers have succeeded in creating a brain-computer interface with an extreme high number of electrodes. This is relevant for a wide range of application of brain-computer interfaces. Just think of the control of prosthesis. With previous solutions, it was possible to detect the movement of arms from the few sensor points. But with this new technology, it's even possible to recognize single finger movements. The JKU Science Park is one of the crystallization points of technological research here at the university. But during the festival, this is one of the biggest musical instruments ever shown at Ars Electronica. The Institute for Networks and Security has found a security loophole in the locking system of this building and managed to control all the doors in this building. This weakness is now being used to control the individual door closing mechanism as sound generators to develop a composition for the entire building. These were only two of many projects of the JKU Linz Institute of Technology demonstrating the innovative power of the university and the transdisciplinary approaches. We are looking forward to your visit at Johannes Kepler University campus this year, either real or virtual. Come here and get inspired by fascinating projects.
Wonderful, Christopher. Thank you very much for this insight into the very, very interesting projects, I need to say. Those who remember this face from recent times, you are right. Christopher Lindinger, he changed, so to speak, from this leading position he had in our own organization in the Future Lab to a higher position. What made us sad at that time is a coincidence now, because we have somebody sitting at the JKU Garden who absolutely knows every single bit of our cultural DNA of this, what Ars Electronica wants and is, and he is a strong supporter and helper for a soft landing. Once more, thank you, Christopher Lindinger, specifically for this, and the entire JKU organization that is so supportive, and it makes such fun to lift this rather heavy weight together. But now, back to the beginning of this sequence, back to the place where we actually are, to the Ars Electronica Museum, to the Museum of the Future, which is during the year where there is no festival, our epicenter, our symbol, not only regional, also worldwide. And for sure, every festival needs also for the organization here internally a different temperature, a different pace. They are an immanent part of the festival, and all the international and the national guests are coming firstly to the museum here, asking what is going on, where is the festival. And for sure, the museum team, they are currently preparing a wonderful and super intense project, again with the superstar Deep Space 8K as the epicenter, but also our wonderful exhibitions that we have in our house. And what we will have at Deep Space will be introduced now by my colleague Christoph Kremer, who is together with Andreas Bauer, the director of the museum. Christopher.
Hello and welcome to the Ars Electronica Center. We are really looking forward to this year's festival, especially, of course, we are looking forward to the program at the Deep Space 8K. Again, we will feature a varied mix of concerts, live performances, artistic works and scientific presentations, all united by unique visual worlds. Only the audience this year will not, as in the past years, move closer together in order to allow as many people as possible to experience the impressions, because this year only 40 persons are admitted. All the more, the many live broadcasts will ensure that the unique works will still be accessible to a larger audience. Some highlights: Pianographic, a wonderful concert by Makina Mikave with visualizations by Coriolan. Cooperative Aesthetics by students of the Art University in Linz, who use the laser tracking system in the Deep Space 8K for interactive art installations. Cultural heritage will be one key focus. Unique insights into the St. Stephen's Cathedral are made possible by Immersify, an Ars Electronica Future Lab research project. in which the largest church in Austria appears to be transparent on the basis of 3D laser scan data. Till Holger Bochert will give us new insights into the work of Jan van Eyck. Also on display are special presentations on the anniversary of Raphael. And we will have the Kuss from Gustav Klimt as a gigapixel in cooperation with the Belvedere in Vienna and the Google Arts and Culture. As well as we make a look behind the scenes of high-tech methods used by modern ecologists, and we will visit For Forest, an international sensational project from Carinthia. Also, we will connect with Cubo Negro. This is the little brother of the deep space in a science center in Sinaloa in Mexico. And we show Deep Pandemia, a project designed by my colleagues from the Ars Electronica Future Lab to mark the current crisis. In summary, unique experiences for both the visitors on site and the virtual audience. Hopefully we see us soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christoph Kremer, for this rather intense and very interesting insight into the Deep Space program. For everybody being around, please note that you have to book before if you want to have a ticket. We have special corona circumstances, and please inform yourself on our websites. It's rather prominent there how to handle this.
And for everyone that is not here, Deep Space will be streamed live also on our TV channels, so
yes,
don't miss that. It will be incredible.
It will be incredible. We will have, as Christoph said, many very intense and great performative events and many other things too. But this is not everything in our museum. It is many other opportunities in form of tours. You can have insights in Deep Space, you will have insights in our wonderful exhibitions, and there is a special, only in the time window of the festival. It is that our Future Lab, the Ars Electronica Future Lab, opens their research laboratories in a 5-day exclusive window. They transform currently the entire Future Lab into a presentation mode, and was Future Lab always an immanent and very dominant part in our festival wherever we did that. It is now that because of the delicate technologies and the projects that they have that would need a specific and very constant a constant environment and circumstances that they would work. They are using this opportunity to open their facilities. So for those who are interested, I think this is going to be a special.
And physical but also virtual, so it's going to be a tour through the Future Lab that you can actually watch and enjoy, but at the same time you can get an insight also through our virtual hub, through Mozilla Hubs, where they will recreate the Future Lab, where they will connect the physical Future Lab with the virtual ones, have direct connections to actually facilitate a conversation between you guys on the other side of the world and our Future Lab members sitting here.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I hope we presented something interesting for you. If you didn't reckon, we are already quite burning for this. Still, it is a plan we are talking about. It's 80% theory. Our teammates...
The setup started already, so...
Our teammates currently trying to transform the idea into something materialized. We strongly believe that we will do something great, I would say. And we wish you out there a good time. Prepare yourself. It's going to be very intensive. Gerfried normally would say, take magnesiums,
exactly.
drink a lot.
Bananas, take magnesium.
Now, for those sitting at home, wash your cushions, create it comfortable, and be part of the upcoming Ars Electronica edition 2020. We welcome you.
In 2 weeks, actually, quite precisely.
Yes.
Back here in Linz.
See you then.
Bye-bye.